Hey y'all, it's Kenna and Dior. Please stop licking my kneecaps. What are you doing? Like, I'm not, damn it. Oh my God, I'm gonna have like a whole outtake of like bloopers from this video alone. Hey y'all, it's Kenna from Dior Corso. Some of y'all might know me from Instagram. Most of you probably know me from TikTok. And today, we are making our first ever YouTube video. Dior's somewhere behind me asleep. Sorry she's not like in the frame right now. So I know I have promised y'all a Q&A for like a hot fucking minute now, but bitch, life has been busy. I've had a lot of clients. I've recently moved. I've had a lot of personal things going on, you know, family stuff. But I'm here now, better late than never. Like, can I get a round of applause? Like, we're here. I posted on multiple platforms, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, I think even on my Facebook. I asked y'all to load me with questions. Literally anything dog related, service dogs, dog training, Dior, puppy training. I like literally anything. Literally have my iPad ready with all of y'all's questions. We were absolutely showered with questions on all of these platforms. So I have quite a few to go through. I probably won't get to every single one. So if you like this video and y'all want a part 2, if you're rocking with this, let me know down below in the comments and I can totally do more of this content in the future. If you're new here and you don't follow us on any of our other platforms, we are known as Dior Corso on both Instagram and TikTok. Hit us up, give us some love, shoot us a DM. We would love to follow you and interact with you and answer your questions. It's gonna be a long video, y'all. So grab a drink, grab a snack, smoke a blunt, whatever you gotta do, girl. Get cozy, pull up a seat, and let's get into these questions. So I'm just gonna dive right in with one of the first questions that I see here. What made you pick a Cane Corso as your service dog? So a couple of things. First of all, disclaimer, I do not support Corsos being specifically bred for service work or selected for it as a primary breed of choice, unless you are one of the 1% of handlers where it would actually fit your lifestyle needs as well as your tasking needs. So disclaimer, okay? Your girl has like quite a few mental illnesses and quite a few psychiatric disabilities.
Shout out to my mama.
But one of the main reasons I picked such a like out of the box breed was because I struggle with really severe PTSD and CPTSD. So my body is in a constant state of fight or flight survival mode. And as a result, my physical body, my nervous system, my cardiac system has taken some damage, y'all. We lost some XP, okay? Part of my treatment plan on top of medications and therapies and learning how to kind of heal from my trauma. Hello. You coming to photobomb? But one of the main things that I needed to do per my psychiatrist was find ways to get my body out of that survival state before I started to cause even more damage to my physical health. So I needed a dog that was gonna make me feel safe. Her being a Corso, given that they are very aloof and suspicious and observant per their breed standard and per their genetic coding, I wanted a dog that I felt like was always gonna have my back, a dog that was gonna let me know 100% if someone was coming up to me or invading my space, a dog that was going to intimidate people so that they would just kind of leave me alone in public. And of course, especially men, strange men, weird men, middle-aged men, all of that can be a trigger for me. Having those types of encounters is genuinely really triggering and terrifying for me. I also needed a larger breed. I do some like mobility grounding work. And I'm really tall, I'm 6 feet tall, so I definitely was looking for kind of a larger breed. Dior does a lot of DPT for me. If you don't know what DPT is, it's down pressure therapy. And it's basically where your dog puts weight kind of from here to here. But basically they apply pressure to very specific points on your body to help calm and soothe your central nervous system. All right, let's move on to the next question. Favorite and least favorite type of public interactions. Okay. Let's get into this one. Let's start with some of the public interactions that I hate the absolute fucking most. The dead dog stories, bitch. The dead dog stories. I do not care about your crusty little mutt that died 7 years ago when I'm in the fucking bread aisle. You don't need to come up to me and say, oh, beautiful dog, yeah, mine passed away. Like, I'm sorry. That's like tragic. Like, that's so hard to go through. But What does that got to do with me in this moment? Okay, let's talk positive. Some of my favorite interactions that I get with the public when I go out with Dior. I really love to see when like a small child is like, oh, a puppy, or oh, mommy, look, a dog. Can I pet the dog? When the parent says like, oh no, sweetie, that's a working dog, or oh, you can't pet them, they're working right now, or oh, see, like that's a service dog. It says do not pet. That means the world to me because you're taking the time to teach your kids how to have etiquette, not just with service dogs, but with dogs that aren't theirs in general, because you should never be going up to random dogs and petting them, let alone dogs with big ass vests that say service dog, do not pet, ignore me. Like, you know what I mean? And I always tell the parents too, whenever that happens, I'm like, hey, like, thank you so much for that. Like, that really means a lot to me. I have a lot of kids that will run up on us and kind of scare her sometimes. So I just like, thank you so much for like, you know, being an advocate for me. Most challenging thing for you about having a service dog. Oh my God, I hope I don't get like flagged for like nudity. First of all, the breed discrimination. Everyone in the service dog community already expects you to be fake no matter what you do or say. But especially when you have an off-breed, and especially like as a Corso handler, it's brutal. The breed discrimination is definitely a little frustrating in like public access. Sometimes people kind of will look at you like you're not supposed to be there. The public definitely discriminates against these types of breeds, like for sure. I'm also about to get super vulnerable, but I would say another thing that I struggle with, like with having a service dog, is definitely like internalized ableism. Like when I first got my diagnoses and like I went and sat in the car after my appointment, I just like sobbed. I was like, dang, like I really have been through some shit. Like that really did affect me. Like I guess I wasn't as strong as I thought I was, or oh, I knew something was wrong with me the whole time. And as relieving as it was to kind of get that affirmation from a professional that I wasn't just in my own head, it was scary. Like I feel almost like damaged goods. I feel broken. Like if I ever tell people what I've been diagnosed with, they're gonna think I'm a fucking Looney Tune. For me, at least, like that internalized, like almost feeling of guilt. Like I even feel guilty like when I go out with my boyfriend, if I like bring Dior with me, I feel like guilty. Like this is probably so embarrassing for him. He probably does not want to be seen with me right now and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of like, for me personally, kind of getting over that like internalized embarrassment almost that kind of goes with like internalized ableism. And I don't take, like, I'm not ableist towards anybody else. Like, do not read this wrong, like I promise. But just with myself, I truly just feel like almost angry. Like, oh, you know, if you were tougher, maybe you wouldn't have like BPD or just like things like that. Yeah, just to get kind of transparent with you guys. That's another thing. I'm sure I'm not alone on that, but just kind of that embarrassment and that fear and that almost guilt of feeling like you're in the way. Let's see, top 3 tips for a new Corso puppy. Man, I could make a whole video about this, not just for Corsos in general, but for puppies. I feel like the general public is so misinformed on not only what it takes to raise a puppy, but how to do it properly. So the first thing I'll say is we want to put a big focus on potty training. So the first thing we're going to do is create lots of patterns and predictability for our puppies. Every hour on the dot, set an alarm on your phone, take them outside to try and go potty, because we want to create good habits. We want to create, like, you know, those patterns in their mind as young as possible to prevent the possibility of any bad habits developing later on. Nobody wants a dog that's peeing and pooping in the house, right? So get them on a pattern, on a schedule for potty training from day one. Every single time your puppy eliminates outside, we're gonna throw a potty party. We're gonna mark, we're gonna reward, we're gonna say, yay, that's a good job. We're gonna get super exciting and we're gonna get those endorphins released. We're gonna pay them with food. We're gonna let them know that that is the desired behavior, is to eliminate outside. Other thing with potty training, throw out your puppy pads. Take them, rip them to shreds, light them on fire, throw them the fuck out. Ooh, I got too excited. I fucking hit my blinds. I tell people with potty training, I have a 4 on the floor rule. So any tactile feeling that your puppy feels under their paws whenever they eliminate, they associate using the bathroom with that feeling. If you live in like an apartment that has a bunch of gravel, maybe you don't have a yard, like that's exactly what my situation was with Dior. So she seeks to eliminate on kind of like pebbly, gravelly kind of surfaces. Puppy pads feel like carpet, like clothes, like rugs, like all of the things that we do not want our dogs to eliminate on. Throw your potty pads out, get them in the habit of going outside by throwing a party and creating positive associations. As far as crate training, the first week or two, feed every single meal inside of the crate. Make a positive association with this tiny space. A lot of dogs, I mean, for obvious reasons, so it's really important to create those positive associations and kind of like just set the good vibes right off the bat. So feed every meal in the crate because food is typically a really good primary reinforcer for like 90% of dogs. So that's a great way to start with that. And also the first few times you put them in the kennel, don't leave them locked up in there and then go leave the house. Put them in the kennel for 2 minutes, cover it, walk around the house for a few minutes, don't even leave, and then go and open it and say, okay, that's it. Then the next time, put them in for like 10 minutes and maybe leave the house, go check your mail for 5 minutes and come back and let them out. And then maybe the next time you can work up to an hour in the kennel. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna slowly build duration, and every single time they go into the crate, we're gonna pay them. We're gonna give them a reward to show them that the crate is a exciting place to be. It's a rewarding place to be. And there's a value within staying in the crate, going in the crate, sleeping in the crate, you name it. The last advice that I have, not only for all puppy owners, but for Corso puppies in general, is hand feeding. If you start hand feeding the kibble from day one, you're gonna build that food drive. You're gonna teach your puppy to be really gentle when taking food and treats out of the hand. And it's so good for your relationship with your dog. You're creating a strong foundation and engagement. You're really strengthening that bond. You're teaching them that eye contact and working with mom or dad is the best thing ever. You cannot go wrong with hand feeding. So many benefits to it. How do you feel about prongs and e-collars? This is a hot topic in the dog community right now, y'all. So right off the bat, I'm not opposed to tools, but I'm a really big advocate of teaming up with a professional that can get their hands on the dog, that specializes in implementing proper aversive tool use, and that knows how to also use those tools with a ton of positive reinforcement. A lot of trainers that use tools just shut dogs down, they suppress them, they just correct the shit out of them, and they only apply positive punishment, and there's just no really like rewarding. So I'm not opposed to prongs and e-collars. I think that they can be great tools when they're used in the right hands. But also I think that a lot of the times they are misused and they are kind of used as like a band-aid fix when there is normally a deeper training issue kind of under the surface. You know what I mean? If my dog is pulling on a leash and sniffing everything and doesn't care that I exist on a walk, instead of putting a prong on that dog ASAP, I'm gonna say to the owner, hey, it looks like we have some holes in our basic foundational work. It seems like your dog lacks interest in you because you haven't placed enough value and interest in yourself. You're not exciting. So we'll work on kind of creating energy with their body language, with their facial expressions. So yeah, I'm not opposed to them, but I just see them misused way too often. And if you're thinking about conditioning your dog to an aversive tool, get with a trainer, do your research on that trainer, make sure they are knowing how to properly condition that tool. How do you deal with hate on social media? Honestly, it's really hard sometimes. Like, I used to be one of those people that was like,
if you're getting cyberbullied, just shut the laptop. Just turn your phone off.
It is exhausting when you have thousands of people in your comments saying negative things about you. You feel like you have to respond to every single one. You have to defend yourself to every single person. You have to prove yourself to every single person. And just learning that you don't have to do that is so important. I worked on building like my confidence within myself and kind of boosting my self-esteem so that I wasn't so influenced and affected by like outside opinions of myself. These people are judging me based on like an 8-second video. They don't even have the luxury of knowing me personally, and they're gonna just jump to conclusions over a really small snippet that they saw on social media. And once you just kind of realize that a lot of the people that leave hate comments on social media are just insufferable and bored little keyboard warriors, it really kind of just makes it easier to kind of just put your chin up, turn the other way, and just move on. I used to fight with every single commenter in my section. Like when I first posted Dior when she was a puppy after she got her ears cropped, it was bad. Like I had so many people telling me I'm an animal abuser.
It's a good thing that your mental health is fucked up. You deserve it.
I've been really open about my multiple suicide attempts just because I'm a big advocate for mental health. And I've had people say,
You cut your dog's ears. I wish it would have worked when you attempted. And
stuff like that. And I used to send novels to every single commenter saying, okay, the reason that I cropped my dog is for this and this and this and this and this. And I would send just paragraphs of why it wasn't abusive or just for like cosmetic reasons. And now I'm at a point where I read, you're a mutilator, and I'm like, okay, blocked, you gotta go, bye, because I don't owe them an explanation. Google is free. They can go and educate themselves. You know what I mean? I don't owe anybody shit. I do not owe anybody anything on my page. I'm just here to post my little life, my little highlight reels, and I'm not here to win over the opinions of people that have nothing better to do than just like talk shit over the internet. And the other thing too that like really helped me a lot was realizing that the only reason that people talk shit about you or insult you or bring your name up like when you're not around is because when they talk about themselves, nobody listens. And every single insult that they throw your way is just projection. If you call me ugly, that's cool. That tells me that you're insecure about your own looks. And I hope that you work through that. I hope that you find that self-love, Miss Girl, but don't take it out on me because I don't think I'm ugly. And I still don't think I'm ugly even after you said that. Yeah, I just think that learning how to just block people, how to disengage, and how to just kind of realize that nothing really matters on social media is definitely like really important if you're thinking of like trying to become an influencer or you're wanting to post a lot more, or maybe you recently like blew up or like you went viral. Just keep that in mind. You don't owe anybody anything. You do not owe a single thing to a single damn person, okay? I'm excited for this one. Unpopular service dog community opinions. Ooh. First of all, as a whole, this has to be one of the most judgmental, invasive, rude, and ableist communities I have ever been a part of. And I really, like, I expected people to give me shit because of my breed and because, you know, I don't look disabled. But man, y'all really just take it to a whole other level. Like, I have been posted in service dog Facebook groups. I've been posted in service dog Reddit, like Discord threads. I even have had people make YouTube videos about me. I'm not even on YouTube. And you bitches are such fans, you're making YouTube videos of me. Rent-free, that's all I'm gonna say. They just crave drama. All of you, like something that I realized is 99% of the service dog community has like folders full of thousands of screenshots in their fucking phones of just drama. Like people will literally, like if you say something questionable or like rude, or if you clap back at somebody, they will literally screenshot it and just save it for later. So if anything ever comes up, they can have something against you. Like, is that not like fucking insane? Other thing too is most of the people that are leaving hateful comments, stalking my other socials, posting me on Reddit, are other disabled women and creators. And I just don't understand how, as another disabled woman, you can become like just so rude and ableist. Like, I don't understand. Like, you're gonna bring down another woman, you're gonna come for my physical appearance, you're gonna come for the breed of dog I chose. They just thrive off of drama. All they want to do is just wait on the downfall of like everybody else. Like, it's just so toxic. I try my best to like stay clear and like stay out of things, and like I have people that tag me in videos all the time and people that send me screenshots, and I just try my best to stay neutral, to just not give into the drama. Clear out that screenshots folder in your phone, Miss Girl. Delete them. Clear up that space in your head that's just full of hate and toxicity and drama. Please don't kick me. What are you doing? I think that the way that other like service dog handlers will comment on like an 8-second video and say,
oh, the dog was licking its lips. It's clearly not ready for public access.
You don't know shit. Like, I get that there's a lot of young handlers, specifically like children, in the service dog community that kind of like, I don't know if they're faking service dogs. I don't know if they're, you photobomb me. But I have noticed a lot of other just older, more experienced, even more popular creators and handlers just leaving really nasty comments like on people's, like just a snippet. It could even be a video of a handler asking for help and being vulnerable, and people in the community will still be mean and criticize them and judge them and ridicule them. Like, I just don't understand.
He looked to the left like 3 times. That tells me he's not ready for public access.
That tells me he's not. Like, service dogs aren't robots. Dior has days where she struggles and like she has a minute where I'm like, okay, sister, you need to get it together. Like, what is going on? Every single handler will admit that if they're open and transparent. Your dogs are not robots. They're gonna have off days. Dior, please, you're moving my tripod. And I just think that leaving like really rude, like unsolicited advice and criticism is not the way to help people, especially young handlers in the community. Like, I feel like that unwarranted, really rude, like criticism is just kind of y'all being able to bully people and kind of guise it under the,
oh, it's just friendly advice.
it's like, no, it's not. It's malicious and you know exactly what you're doing. Okay, the last one I'll do for this question, unpopular service dog opinions. Amazon gear. Why you bitches be hating on Amazon gear? Not all of us got $300 fucking to spend on a custom setup. So yeah, my little tactical gear and my little Amazon patches do just fine. I don't think that you can see it like on my little rack here, but people ask me all the time, people are obsessed with Dior's gear setup. And then when I tell them it's from Amazon, they're kind of like, oh. Like, does my shit gotta be custom? If you don't know how to find cute shit and you don't know what you're looking for, baby, just say that. Because I don't know about y'all, but I find so much cute shit, so much high quality gear. Even the little ADA information cards that are in Dior's vest, Amazon. Flat martingale, pink traffic lead, Amazon. So I'm telling y'all, you just gotta know what to look for. Even if a service dog is wearing, like, you all know what I'm talking about, the classic fake service dog vest. If I can figure out how to put pictures in this video, I'm gonna put it right here, no promises. That doesn't automatically mean the dog is fake. Your gear does not determine if your dog is real or not. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of people that have called me fake and like thrown the whole Amazon gear thing at me as an insult, I'm like, and what about it? And what about it? We're balling on a budget. Like, all right, next question. Help me with my Corso puppy, exclamation point. He is biting nonstop, hands, clothes, sleeves. Okay. You're probably not gonna like my answer for this, but if you don't know how to deal with puppy biting, if it's something that really bothers you, or if it makes you nervous or unsure of what to do, genuinely, why the fuck did you get this breed? Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, when you're doing your research on these guys, like, one of the first things that you read is about how they're very mouthy and nippy and playful as puppies. And all you have to do, it's a pretty simple thing. When you have a puppy that's biting at your hands and your clothes, they are just wanting to be mouthy. Puppies navigate the world with their mouth. That's how they explore. They're like toddlers, so they will put anything and everything in their mouth. And it's our job, being responsible handlers and owners, to show them what to bite on. Oh, hey, let's not bite the sleeve. Look at it. We have a rope toy over here. Come bite this. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you're having a hard time with a super tiny young puppy, I'm assuming based on your comment that it's a pretty young new dog. Like I said, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you're struggling with your Corso at this early of a stage, I'm nervous for you when that dog hits 6 or 7 months, when that dog hits 11, 12 months with puppy development, because it's always more intense with working breeds, specifically Corsos. It just makes me nervous. I wish you luck for when that dog hits the teenage phase and the fear periods and all of that good stuff. Good luck to you, ma'am. That really stresses me out. That question really irritates me. Like, I'm sorry. What made you get into dog training? What does Dior eat? I have always had a fascination with animals since I was younger. When I was a teenager, I had a horse. I worked with horses. I trained horses. And that really kind of helped me realize I love to teach people. As much as I love teaching animals, I've also kind of always wanted to be like a teacher. I just can't afford college. But teaching people to teach their animals things, I have realized is like my calling in life. It just is so rewarding and fulfilling. After I have like a breakthrough session with like a reactive dog or an aggressive dog, I will get in my car and I will just cry because it is so rewarding to kind of be that like beacon of hope for people that really have nowhere else to go. I take on the dogs that trainers kind of turn away and don't want to deal with, specifically Corsos. Most of my clients are Corsos. So just kind of being that person to not only help the dog, but to help the owner through that period of their lives together, it's just so rewarding. Starting out with horses definitely helped me kind of realize how to work with animals, how to be gentle, how to be soft, how to be communicative instead of just demanding. I learned how to be really intentional with my body language and with my tone of my voice and my face. There's a lot to be learned from horses. I feel like some of the best dog trainers that I see on TikTok, that I've met, that I am friends with, kind of also have a lot of experience in the equine industry. That definitely helped me like get my foot in the door. The other thing too is growing up, I grew up around a lot of shelter dogs, backyard bred dogs, Walmart parking lot puppies, and I always lived in a multi-dog household. So it's always been something that's piqued my interest. I've definitely been lucky enough to mentor under some of the top breeders and trainers in the country. I've been able to make acquaintances and connections and even gain clients through that. So it's just been, it's just, I'm always learning, I'm always growing. It's definitely my calling, I feel like, 100%. So to answer the second part of your question, what does Dior eat? I have her on kibble. I know a lot of Corso people and like working dog and sport dog people feed their dogs raw. I can't really afford it. And truthfully, even as a professional dog trainer, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a veterinarian. I just don't trust myself with those exact precise ratios and measurements and percentages. And there's a ton of kibbles on the market that already have pre-balanced ratios that are easily accessible, that are way more affordable. Feed the dog in front of you. There's no shame in feeding kibble. I don't know why the dog community is like kibble shaming all of a sudden. Do you think Corsos make good service dogs? No, not at all, actually. This isn't me like trying to like be a hypocrite and say, well, I did it, but you can't. But just keep in mind, I'm a professional dog trainer. I know my shit. I've been around the block, y'all. So just keep that in mind. The average handler, like an average person with normal dog experience, doesn't have what it takes to own this breed as a pet, let alone to train it to a public access standard. Their genetic temperament per their breed standard doesn't really align with public access training. It's not ideal, and it takes a lot of consistency, work, and time versus if you have a dog like specifically from the Fab 4, like a golden or a lab. These dogs have temperaments that are specifically suited for service work. It's way more ideal per their breed temperament. Plus, with the Fab 4, like dogs like Goldens, Labs, you can find breeders that specifically have stock and have lines that succeed in service work. You're not going to find that with a Corso. You're going to be playing a big gamble game with your prospect, which is something that most handlers, they can't afford, they don't have the time for, and they don't want to deal with that because who would? You know what I mean? But yeah, no ethical Corso breeder in the US or anywhere will specifically be breeding these dogs with a service dog temperament. So that is not ideal for 99% of people that need a service dog. It would just be really reckless for me to recommend this breed as a prospect for people, given how much dog it is and given that they are super prone to all types of behavioral issues that can be a whole lot worsened as a result of inexperienced handler error. Like, there's just so many other breeds out there that have a way higher chance of succeeding. Training process is easier, it's quicker, like so many other benefits to getting a dog from the Fab 4. If you're considering an off-breed, specifically a Corso, just keep that in mind. It's gonna take a lot, which is why I don't recommend it to most people. What is the best approach to bite work training? Get with a professional. Do not do backyard bite work, y'all. I'm so serious. It can be dangerous to you, dangerous to your dog, and dangerous to the safety of the general public. So get with a professional. Google clubs in your area. If you're really interested in Schutzen, find a Schutzen club. If you're really interested in French ring, go to a Mondo ring club. If you want to see how they do it in PSA, go to a PSA club. Find people that know what they're doing, that have been doing it for a lot longer than you. Just shut your mouth, open your ears, and learn as much as possible so that you can either apply it to your future bite work prospect, or you can kind of get the ball rolling with a dog or a puppy you already have. So yeah, get with a professional, do it the right way. Things that you can do at home is going to be really enhancing and building on that toy drive, building that food drive to get that really nice flashy obedience so you can teach the dog more. And of course, lure work is really big in a lot of sports, so we can kind of build muscle memory for those positions and patterns. Get with a professional. Do your research, be safe, be responsible. What is Dior's favorite task? She loves to work for me, honestly, all of them, but I would say her favorite that she gets most excited for is definitely bringing me my medication. She loves doing her medication retrieval task. I have like an alarm on my phone that's a specific sound, and then she'll look at me like, I know what that means. And I say, go bring it. And she sprints downstairs. I have a tug rope attached to the drawer. She pulls it open, she grabs my pills, runs upstairs, gives it to me. Okay, go bring it. And she goes downstairs and gets the other one. And the entire time she's hype as fuck. She loves doing this. When I first taught her how to open the drawer, like it was pretty recently, she literally just throughout the day would randomly go and open it and then come to me and bring me my pills and be like, hey mom, like look. And I'm like, hey, like super sweet, love the enthusiasm, but I don't need to take these right now. Like it's not the right time for that. But she gets so excited. She loves it. She also loves DPT. Like I think that she just looks at it as like a giant like cuddle party, and she's just so down with it every single time. It's definitely, she's like, oh, you need me to do DPT? Sorry you're upset, mom, but okay. Like it's definitely, she just is a big people person. She wants to be close to you. She wants to be in your skin. So when you ask for DPT, she's like, bet bitch, let's do it. But yeah, those are probably like definitely her favorites. How did you get so popular so fast on TikTok? Hashtags. Mastering the algorithm, really studying it, like saving a ton of trending sounds, looking at like the captions and the hashtags of other creators in your niche that have gone viral, but also be yourself. Bring your own unique brand to whatever kind of category that you're deciding to like venture into on social media. And don't be afraid to like make yourself look silly. Do trial runs, post videos and pictures and reels that flop, and then try again. Use different hashtags, post at a different time, use a different sound. Like there's so many things that you can do to study your specific algorithm and realize like what people want to see. So for me, like I realized that the TikTok algorithm loves scary dog content, specifically when the dog barks. And anytime that you take that type of video and you like edit it really nice, you put that low exposure, hello, it's not a word. You do like the low exposure, you film with the flash, you've got the dog barking, you've got them wearing a spiked collar, like a cool sound with a beat drop. They eat that up, especially if you're adding the hashtags like scary dog privilege, you know, things like that. So that's one of the ways that I've kind of snuck that niche into my little like service dog journey that I kind of started this page for. And that's definitely helped me get views, but don't be afraid to make yourself look silly. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Use hashtags. It helps get you to the niche that you want to appeal to. It gets you to your community faster, and it gets you on the For You pages of people that actually want to see that type of content you make. If I were to make dog content and hashtag it like beauty or lifestyle, people that want to see beauty and lifestyle content are going to scroll through my videos of my dog and they're going to
Get pissed.
and they're going to scroll away and they're not going to want to interact. Versus if I'm tagging my stuff dog community, dog mom, dogs of TikTok, that's going to appeal to other people that are wanting to see the same type of content as me and see the type of content that I'm trying to make. So, all right, y'all. So I have been filming and answering questions for like over an hour now. A bitch is tired, okay? I'm losing my voice. It's pitch black outside now. My phone's about to die. My iPad's at like 2%. So we're gonna wrap it up. Let's do one last question. Where to start with training a psychiatric service dog specifically for minors? I'm assuming you mean like owner training it yourself. Definitely make sure that you're getting an actual diagnosis first to give you a game plan plan of what specific task training that this dog is going to do to help you mitigate and aid that disability. The other thing that you need to plan for is how to socialize, because one of the biggest things with socialization, especially for service dogs, is getting them out of the house and putting them in all types of environments, all types of places. We want them to see, smell, and hear as much of the world as possible, right? So if you don't have a license, or maybe your parents are working and they can't take you places, it can be really tricky to find ways to implement that socialization process on a schedule. I feel like it would be really tricky to stay consistent with specifically socialization and doing that training outside of the house if you don't have a reliable way of transportation. And this is different for everyone. You could have access to public transport. You maybe totally do have rides to any places you need to go. I don't know your situation. Let's see. Definitely get with a trainer. Get with a professional. It always helps to get help from somebody who knows a little bit more than you do, that has been doing it for longer than you, that can teach you something. Definitely get a game plan going with your parents from day one, just so everybody in the house is on the same page for sure. YouTube can be a great place to get some free information. There's probably tons of books and other online resources that you can use. The other thing to keep in mind too is you're gonna be at school for a majority of the year, for a majority of the day, and that's gonna greatly impact your energy levels for training with your dogs, your time that you have available to train with your dogs. What's gonna happen to that dog for those 8 hours? Are mom and dad gonna be home to help with training and, doing all of that stuff? So reach out, get advice, use as many free resources as you can, and good luck to you. I wish you the best. All right, bitches. I'm tired, I'm spent. This is empty. So we've been filming for a minute. If you have stayed this long and you watched the whole video, thank you for being here. Go ahead and drop some pink hearts in the comments if you made it all the way through the video. So this is our @ on both profiles. Go check us out at Dior Corso. I know my dog wasn't really in this video, but she's pretty fucking cool. So if you want to see more of her, definitely go check out those pages. If you want to see more of me and keep up with more of my personal life, my private Instagram is here. It's Kenna BB. This is me. Keep up with us on our other social media platforms. We are way more active on there. And for all of the people that have been asking for months about if I'm starting a YouTube, when I'm starting a YouTube, can I start posting on YouTube? Here you go. I hope that this is like what you wanted. I hope you're satisfied. I hope I delivered for y'all. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out YouTube. I don't really know how to post on here. But bear with me. This content's gonna get really exciting soon, I promise. Thank you for watching. I'm just so blessed to be able to be living this influencer creator dream. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.